Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you're here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. Thank you for joining me for this week's weekly Wednesday video. Today is Wednesday, September 8th, and I actually did some stamping this weekend and had a lot of fun with all of our Halloween stuff. And I feel like Stampin' Up just nailed Halloween this year. They did such a great job with everything. So if you turn to page 50, we're going to be using the Cutest Halloween Bundle, which is a stamp set and a punch. So here is the stamp set. Here is the punch. It makes little cat faces or cat heads, pumpkins, skulls, and ghosts. I think it is so cute. And then there is a punch that punches out the cats, the ghosts, and the pumpkins. So super duper adorable. We're also going to be using today this stamp set called Well Defined, because we're going to use the Halloween part, the Halloween stamp set of it. I really like it, and I can't wait to share with you what we're going to do with that. Then we are going to use a couple different dies. So we are going to use the dies. If you flip over, there's another Halloween awesome stamp set and bundle called Frightfully Cute Bundle. We are going to be using the dies from this. I'm going to be using the tree die from this. And on these projects, that's it, just the tree. And then we're going to be using two more dies. Sorry, I'm throwing stuff left and right. We're going to be using a tag from the Tailor Made Tags. And let me just show you the card that we're going to use with this. So here's the card. So cute. I just love it. It says Halloween, when taking candy from strangers is good and dressing normally is strange. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you too how to take your black and white gingham ribbon and change the color. And then on the inside it says have a fabulous Halloween. So super cute card. And then the other thing that we're going to do, if we go back here to page 50, we have these Tombstone boxes, and I love these. When Halloween time is like one of my favorites, because I love making treats and I love making Halloween treats. So I saw this here and I thought this was absolutely adorable. So I decided to do my own little take on it with a different die. And we're going to go over a few different things with this. And we'll get to that when we do it. We'll do that last. So we'll make the card first. We're also going to do a little heat embossing, and I'm going to show you how I did do a little folder embossing to get these polka dot textures. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And we need supplies is what we need. So let me pull out all my little supplies here. Okay, so you're going to need a card base, which I used basic black, and it measures at 5.5 by 8.5. You can score it at 4 1/4, or you can just fold it in half like this. Use your bone folder either way to varnish in your score line or your fold line. And we're going to have the card turning this way this time. Then we have a piece of Flirty Flamingo, and you know what? I just have to say, I did not think that I would like Flirty Flamingo with pumpkin pie and gorgeous grape and black and all the Halloween colors and old olive, but I gotta tell you, I absolutely love it. And the reason why, how it's even a part of it, is because they have this paper. It's the 6x6 paper, and it's the Cute Halloween 6x6 paper. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this paper. I cannot look at these skulls. They are so cute. I can't get enough of it. This paper is fabulous. So that is where the Flirty Flamingo even came from, because I would never have thought to put them together. And I absolutely love it. All right, so This piece here measures at 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to place that on. Now, before we place that on, you'll notice that I have some dots embossed on it. I used our Checks and Dots embossing folder here, and this is smaller than a normal embossing folder because it fits our mini machine. So it does hang. What I did is I just kind of centered it. And I just, so there are pieces hanging off on each end, and then I ran it through the cut and emboss machine. Now, because my piece is bigger than this folder, I could not put this in the mini machine. I did have to put it in the regular machine, but that's okay because I just wanted some texture in the background. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place this flat. And I'm just using my Stampin' Seal, and we're just going to place that flat, okay? Now I have a couple pieces here, and I've already done some die cutting for the sake of the video. So I went ahead and I die cutted using basic black scraps, a tag, a tree, and then I have a basic white piece of scrap paper. I do already have 2 of these guys, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp them today. I have got a little crazy and went hog wild with stamping yesterday. And then I have 2 pieces of designer series paper. This one measures at 2 by 3. This one measures at 2 by, and it is not 3, 2 by 2.5. So we're just going to randomly place our designer series paper flat, and I'm going to kind of angle them like that. So I'm going to flip them over here, which I love this pattern, so I hate putting adhesive on that side. Oh, that poor kitty. All right, so I'm just going to angle it right there like that. And then I'm just going to kind of angle it there like that. I kind of call this like my Podge cards, when I just take some designer series paper and I just kind of Podge them. I am going to put a little adhesive on the back of this tree branch here. And of course I get some on my paper here, so I want to wipe that away before my stuff sticks. And I'm just going to kind of angle that and set that like that, because we're going to put the tag over top like this, okay? So let's do some stamping, because we're going to do some heat emboss on here, and then we're going to do some stamping on here. So we need the little skulls. So I'm going to get out my Memento ink pad. And I'm just going to do 2 skulls. Now, I do want to point out on the stamp set, there's different little faces. Like, obviously, this one is the cat because it has the whiskers. But there's different faces that you can do for the pumpkins and that. Obviously, this one right here is for the skull, but I like this pumpkin little face for the skull too. So that's the one that I chose to do because I thought it was really cute. So we're just going to, I think he's a cute skull with this face. So we're gonna do that. Now there is a center like skull that you can do to color the inside. Now I'm gonna leave one of them white, but the other one I'm going to do in smoky slate. But I'm going to stamp off first, and then I'm going to stamp over it. That way it's lighter like that. And then we're going to take this little circle here and we're going to do cheeks. And I remember now why I have those. It's so that in the video, you guys do not have to watch me fussy cut. Yes, I said fussy cut. I don't mind fussy cutting, and I'm sure there's many of you out there that don't mind either, but I do know a lot of people that don't like it. So for the sake of the video, I did these yesterday and fussy cutted them out so that we didn't have to fussy cut these out. So that is all you do for the little guys, and then here they are. So we are going to put dimensionals on the back of them, but we're not going to peel it just yet. We'll just leave it like that. All right, we are still going to do a heat emboss, but before we do that, let's get out a piece of ribbon here. I have an extra piece that I cut yesterday, and we just really only need it to be, I mean, you're just doing a little piece here, so I probably did this a little too long. But the best part about this ribbon is you can color it, and you can color it any color you want. So like in here, I did it in Gorgeous Grape, and then in this one, I did it in Flirty Flamingo. Now, You can use your Stampin' Write markers or you can use your blends, whatever one you want to. I'm going to do half of this in a blend so you can see that it doesn't make a difference. And then I'm going to do the other half in the Stampin' Write marker. It does not make a difference. When it dries, it looks the same. So we'll just set that aside there, and it goes through on both sides, whether you use the blend or the Stampin' Write marker. All right, so let's go ahead and get out our Versamark, and we're gonna get out this Halloween saying here. I am going to grab my heat emboss tool rather quickly because I don't have it plugged in yet. I don't normally keep it plugged in. So I'm going to plug that in just really quickly, and I'm going to set that over here to the side. Now I have some white embossing powder here. So let's get out our Versamark and let's get that nice and inked up. We want to get that, it's sticky, and we really want to get that inked up. And then we're going to do our stamp, bring our embossing powder over here. So we used to sell embossing powder by itself, and they were like $6 a piece. Now we have them in our catalogs where they come in a pack. It's like white, black, and clear. I would love to know what your thoughts are on that. If you enjoy getting them like that, like in a pack. Okay, hold on, or if you prefer to have them singly. I have mixed reviews about it. I feel like I like them singly because I go through more white embossing powder than I do clear or black. So for me, if I want to get more white, I have to, obviously, and for you, if you go through one more than the other, you have to purchase the whole thing. So I'm just curious to know what everybody else's thoughts are. So I'm heat embossing this right now. Basically, you'll know it's done. You'll see it change colors. It'll become more of a bright white. And it might even get to where it looks a little shiny. And I think that's done. And you can always test it out too by just touching it. Sometimes it is still a little bit tacky, so generally I don't like to touch it, but all right, so for the ribbon, we're just going to kind of fold it in half here. And we're going to put the two ends through the front of the hole of the front of the tag. We're going to pull them out, but we're going to leave this loop here because now we're going to tuck it back through the loop. And then we're going to do this and pull it through. Be careful when you pull though, because you don't want to pull too hard. You will rip it. Now, one thing about these tags is we do have the little like secure things here to add more. I was going to add the white, but then I thought it kind of looked, I didn't like the way it looked. So I didn't use it. That's that. All right, so now I'm just trimming that up. So now we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. Dimensionals. All right, so we're going to pop that up. I love Halloween, so I just want you to know, not every weekly Wednesday now until then is going to be Halloween, but you are going to see quite a bit of Halloween stuff from me because I love it. And I think our Halloween this year is just so wonderful that we just got to share. And I love creating treat holders. So you might see a lot of different treat things for me coming up. All right, so the last thing we're going to do with the card here is we're going to pull out these cute stars because they're so cute. Oh, and we do need to do one more thing. We have to do an inside, which I just realized that I don't have a piece for. You know what? I will grab a piece for that. Good thing that I have a die cutting fairy who does a lot of die cuts for me. And of course, I don't have one of that one. So, guess what? We're going to do this together. Let me grab a piece of white cardstock. And we will do this together. All right, so let's wait on putting our stars. So I'm going to use the second to largest of the scallop contour dies. I really thought that I had one of these in the envelope, but I don't see that. So we're going to run it through the cut and emboss machine. So let's bring out my cut and emboss machine right here. And I have my piece of white cardstock. And we're going to use the second to largest scallop one. And we're going to run that through. And I like to run it back and forth. I feel like it's just habit for me. Some dies I have to do that for because it cuts it better, but some dies you really only need to do it once, but again, it's habit. So, okay, so in the center, let's do that part. I almost forgot. We're gonna need Flirty Flamingo ink pad because we're gonna put the Have a Fabulous Halloween, and I'm just gonna center that. There we go. Well, oh, I must have a little tiny hair on my stamp. All right, and I'm just going to put this in flat on the inside of the card. So let's put that, and then we'll decorate it with our stars. And we're just going to center it. And we're going to use 2 stars for the inside. So I've got the 2 stars for the inside. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to do 3 stars randomly. And then let's do another one down below here. There we go. And there you have it. Very cute. Love. All right. So let's go with the treat box. Okay, so these Tombstone Treat Boxes, I want to show you guys something because I just want to, so let's go back to page 50 for a second. So they're up here actually on page 51. So you get 8 of them. They already have adhesive on them, which is nice. So you get 8 of them for $10, and they're very simple to put together. So I want to show you that part, but I do want to show you. So I put together the base of the box already, but I wanted to show you the front. So here, you don't know the difference between the base and the top. And if there is a difference, I didn't notice it. To me, they were the same. They were the same. So before we put the top together, I had created, I used a die and I created a window so that you could see through the candy, just like the one in the catalog. And I want to share something with you because I didn't realize this. So I picked a different die than them, which is fine, and I decorated it a little differently, and that's fine too. But if you notice in the book here, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hershey nuggets. Now, maybe they technically aren't Hershey nuggets, but those look like Hershey nuggets to me. But 6 of them do not fit in there. So then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of deceiving. This one looks like it was like cut in half to fit in there. So I was a little disappointed with that. So maybe they're not Hershey nuggets. Maybe they are. I don't know. So here's the outside of our box, and I'm going to open up our box here without, there we go. I don't want to like bend it. I feel like I'm going to break this right now. There we go. All right, so there's the top part of our box that we're going to do. And here is the inside. So I'm going to show you how to create a little window. If you didn't want a window, you don't have to. What I did is I actually did put adhesive on the bottom of these so that they stayed, but I just did a little bit of adhesive. So if you're giving these to, you know, a coworker or whatever, they can easily unpop them. So you wouldn't really necessarily have to do the window sheet, but I'm doing the window sheet. All right, so the other thing I want to show you is when you pick out a shape, a die shape to do your window in, you are going to want to make sure that it fits. So here is a score line, here is a score line to your box. You want to make sure it fits within here. Now I picked out this one from the Stitch So Sweetly, and it does fit. It fits perfect, so I loved it. but I didn't pay attention to it when I first ran it through my cut and emboss machine, and I went over this score line. So I left too much space down here, went over my score line. What would happen is if it was too big is it would cut open like this, and you'd have that big gap. So I want to share with you my little oopsie. Hopefully it'll prevent you from doing a little oopsie. So let's get out the cut and emboss machine and let's do this. This project is quick and simple. So we're going to set it between the lines and we're going to run it through the embossing machine. And with this, I am going to run it back and forth one time because this is a little bit thicker. Let's get that out of the way. Now, the cool thing about this is that you now have this piece with this shape, with this texture to use on a different card. And I do like that. So I'm going to find some use for that. All right, so let's go ahead and put our box together because this looks good. Now, before we do it, if we want to go ahead and put our window sheet in, we can. Our window sheet measures at 2.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. The first time I used the glue, the multi-adhesive glue, and that's totally fine. That works great. But I think that the Stampin' Seal Plus is just as strong. Or you could use tear and tape. You could use that too. So we're just going to set that in there. All right. Now we're going to bring up the sides, fold in the tabs like this. This is all we're doing is we're bringing the sides in. Now we're going to bring the top part over here, but we're going to peel this part off because this is our sticky adhesive back. So you got your sides in. We're going to bring this up, and then you're going to fold this down like this. And you're going to do the same thing to the bottom. So just fold it up and then fold this down. And there's score lines. That's how easy this is. Voila. There is the front of your window. How cute is that? I just love it. It is so cute. All right, so let's go ahead and decorate. Now, for your candy, I have just 5 in there. And you're going to want your designer series paper to measure 1 1/4 by 3. Now, with this piece here, I actually colored this. So I took my markers and I colored this bag. I wanted to share that with you guys, and let me show you what it originally looks like. Oh, of course not. Let's see here. Here we go. So it normally is just black and white, but I took my markers and I colored it just to give it a little extra. I saw it in the book, so it was really cute, and I thought, you know what, that's really cute. So we'll wrap our candies in a moment. We do have some stamping to do. So these 2 skulls here for the front of the box are actually from the designer series paper, and I fussy cut them out. So I've already fussy cut them out for the sake of the video, save some time. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of those. This piece here is 1 inch by 3 inches, and we're just going to use our banner Pick-a-Punch. Oh, seriously, I keep knocking stuff over today. I feel like it's one of those days. Like, it feels like Monday, only it's not. It's Wednesday, and it feels like Monday. But that's because, you know, Monday was a holiday, and it throws me all off. All right, so I just went ahead and used that to make a little banner. So I'm going to, at the top here, use some adhesive. And I'm just going to kind of angle it like this, because I just kind of want it off to the side. And then I want to do my little cute skull guys because they're so cute. Like that. Now we're going to do some ribbon. We're going to color our ribbon. Before we do that, though, we need to get our memento back out, and we're going to do Trick or Treat. We're just going to stamp that. And then I literally just took my paper snips and I literally hand cut this out. I feel like with Halloween, sometimes there's just, it's creepy and ugh, and you just need some imperfections. So I like how it just turned out like this, where it was just hand cut. All right. We're gonna angle that at the bottom. And then let's go ahead and do our ribbon. So we're gonna color our ribbon, and we're gonna color that in Gorgeous Grape. And Gorgeous Grape is not, there's not a blend for that. So you would, if you wanted Gorgeous Grape, have to use your Stampin' Right marker. So there's our marker, or our ribbon colored. Now I'm going to use my, I have a bow maker. I love this thing. I'm not a good bow maker, so I need a bow maker. Some people can just whip them out by hand. All right, so I'm going to make a bow. All right, and then I'm going to use some glue dots here. And if your glue dots don't stay all the time, you can always use multi-adhesive glue. But I'm just going to kind of place that at the top there. And then I'm going to just kind of make that look a little nicer. So there's the top of our box. So now let's just wrap our candies. So I am going, you can use tear and tape, but I'm just going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. I think that it's, look at it, it's very strong. I just kind of overdid it a little bit. So I'm going to take my candy like this, and I'm just going to do one side here, and I'm going to bring it up like this. And then I'm going to wrap it around like this. And when I wrap it, I'm just going to now put some on the top here. And then I'm going to wrap it like that. There's one. So I put some Stampin' Seal on the bottom here, and I'm going to attach it to the candy. I'm going to put some more there so that when I wrap it around, it'll fit like that. All right, so let's do, I love making different treats with these Hershey nuggets, but I also love to eat Hershey nuggets. I mean, if you love chocolate, it's like the perfect chocolate. It is. It's so good. I just love just a big old bite of chocolate. I wish I didn't like chocolate. I wish I was one of those people that didn't like chocolate. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm only here in this world for a short amount of time, and I'm going to enjoy chocolate. The good Lord made chocolate for a reason. For us to enjoy it. Okay, okay, in moderation. All right. And maybe he didn't actually make chocolate, but he gave us the means for us to make it. So there we go. All right, so now I have all of my candy done. So now what I did is on the bottom of it, I just put a little Stampin' Seal, and I didn't do a lot. I just kind of did like a little bit. And I'm going to put this one on the top here, and make sure, because it says words, you don't have it upside down. I almost put it upside down. Same with the houses. You don't want the haunted houses to be upside down. And then we got our little candy that we colored. And then with this, I just put the striped one and the polka dot one on the side. There we go. Voila. Oops. Let's put that on there. And let's put that on there. And you know what? Why is this not fitting? So maybe there is. Oh no, there we go. Maybe there is a top and a bottom, you guys. Oh. Well, I felt them all, and they felt all the same. No, because that doesn't fit on the inside either. So that wouldn't be right. Well, why isn't this fitting? Huh. So clearly, okay, so that's not fitting over top of it. But if this was our base, then this would fit on the inside, and that's not fitting on the inside either. feel like this box right here is really big. Well, how terrible in a video that this doesn't work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it's me, the operator. There we go. Maybe I did something wrong. Well, you know what? I don't know, you guys. I hope it doesn't prevent you from getting these boxes, though, because they're so adorable. I've made like 4 of them, and that's the only one I had a slight little issue with. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, so here is this week's projects. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you hop over to amandasinspirationstation.com, I actually have a printable project sheet on both of these projects that give the measurements and the supply list. It's completely free. And if you would like to subscribe to my newsletter when you hop over to Amanda's Inspiration Station, it should pop up, and that will tell you, that will sign you up for my newsletters, which I share Stampin' Up news and promotions. But I also do my own news and promotions, and I also post on there when I do different classes, retreats, different events. And I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I actually have a goal of hitting 500 YouTube subscribers by the end of this year, December 31st, and I'm so close. So if you enjoy my videos, it's completely free. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Okay, I will see you guys next week for our weekly Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.